Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Wrestling Classic. Justin here, back for the TWC Show live on Ruckus Avenue Radio on the Dash Radio app and wherever you listen to podcasts. Really quickly before we get into things, once again, guys, if you haven't already, click the link in my bio. Join the Discord. Also, I might have JustinDillon.com up soon. I bought the domain of my name just so people can figure out what I'm doing in my life and as a interview host, content creator, all that stuff. So make sure you guys check that out very soon. But the link is in my bio for everything necessary, whether it's merch, the Discord, my articles at 1:37 p.m. I dropped one recently in my top 5 AEW superstars I think would fit in the WWE. And I got an Elimination Chamber one coming out later this week. So guys, keep your eye out for all of that. We are here today with none other than Sock Monkey Mike and King Koley.
Talk to me, baby.
Hey.
And boy, is there a lot to talk about. The show is late. We usually drop this on Saturday or Sunday, but it's dropping tonight, Monday night. And Raw's on as we speak. It's about to be Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. We just found out Alexa Bliss is going to be the last person in the Women's Elimination Chamber match this Saturday. I don't even know where to start, guys. Now there's rumors that Stone Cold Steve Austin might be coming back for WrestleMania. Dynamite was actually really good last week. Where do you guys want to start? I don't even know.
So where it was so many more we could start. Like I say, probably start off with Dynamite, probably.
I will honestly say last week's Dynamite might have been one of my favorite episodes of Dynamite from start to finish in a long time. And a few things really stood out to me about it. And one of those things was the fact that we got a match that wasn't it wasn't advertised. We got a couple of matches that actually weren't advertised before the fact. We got a Wardlow match that happened right after the MJF celebration. And then we had the MJF celebration lead to a match with CM Punk trying to find a partner to beat FTR because if he did that, he would get another opportunity at MJF. And we got CM Punk and Moxley against FTR, which I never expected we were going to get. But the fact that that happened on the show last week makes me feel like, oh no, I need to watch this week because there could be matches that aren't even advertised that might happen. And my thing with AEW all the time is they advertise all the matches for me. Sometimes I'm just I can watch it later. So I think that actually added to the show. Is that just me, or did you guys notice that too?
Yeah, it adds the same value to me as well. Like I said, I always watch it later. If something I don't want to watch, I'll just sit here and tune in. I DVR it and just watch it later, or check it on YouTube and all right, and go watch the top match or the good match of the night.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I just watch for the highlights too.
Yeah, but the fact that they had a couple of matches this week that weren't announced, I'm kind of what if they do that again this week? Yeah. I feel I need to tune in. And they're hot off the heels of the CM Punk MJF match, and I thought that MJF celebration was great.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
Him just making out with that chick on the apron, coming on a throne. The whole crew just the Pinnacle all hanging out and enjoying themselves, but still Wardlow in the back, still looking disappointed, not really vibing with the rest of them. Punk kind of teased Wardlow, what are you still doing with them? You don't need them. The tension between Wardlow and MJF is still building, but we are definitely going to get Punk and MJF one more time because this week CM Punk is going to pick the match, the rules, and the stipulation. Do you guys have any ideas what CM Punk might choose? Any ideas what he might choose as a stipulation?
I have no clue. I don't know where to go with this. He don't really have no big specialty match, so I'm real curious what he does with that. We already know it's going to be 50-50 booking, so it's just where can he go and get more interesting?
I'll tell you exactly, Koley. He's going to pick the Ambrose Asylum match.
Yeah. He could pick a 2 out of 3 falls match, maybe a no hold bars match, maybe a cage match so nobody can interfere. But I feel like they're gonna. And CM Punk and MJF is both two very old school style wrestlers. That if they had a cage match, I feel like they'd tell us a old school cage match story. So that's something I'm not against either. I think at the end of the day, yes, Punk will end up going over. I think it is really cool that MJF got to give CM Punk his first loss. But with everything happening with Wardlow, I feel like that's going to finally explode come after this next match. That being said, I also initially, I guess I didn't hear it right. I didn't realize that Punk wasn't allowed to pick Darby or Sting. So it was going to be a surprise partner regardless of the fact. But for some reason, I just didn't predict it was going to be John Moxley. The two of them teaming never really crossed my mind, but I enjoyed it. I watched that match back.
Yeah, I never guessed it. I was like Moxley. I was like, wow, and I got excited. I was like, I popped. I marked out when that
happened. And I really enjoyed the match. And I would have loved it to be Punk and Bryan, but I guess we're gonna hold off on that for a bit. Bryan wasn't on the show this week, but Yeah, no, that was a big moment of the show for me. Like that, I really enjoyed FTR versus Punk and Moxie. But then there's a couple of big debuts that happened on this show. You know, Tony Khan hinted on this big forbidden door. A lot of fans gave him backlash because they said he made it seem bigger than it really is, because it only really ended up being Jay White, and technically only Jay White. I know Keith Lee made his debut too, but Keith Lee's not coming through a forbidden door. Jay White was the forbidden door guy, and there's an argument online now of, is Jay White really that big of a name that you should have hyped it up that much? Because a lot of people in North America might not know who Jay White is, because most of his prominent stuff happened in Japan. How do you guys feel about Jay White and all of that?
Me personally, I was excited. Remember last week we had talked about it, and I said I was very excited about him. It's just so many storylines and so many ways they can go with Jay White being in AEW, more so than like with Keith Lee. I'm still excited about Keith Lee coming into AEW, but that Jay White thing, like I said, they dropped a little eggs about Kenny Omega and him not getting along, and like, can they bring the whole Bullet Club, the real Bullet Club, as Jay White say, bring them over and face the old Bullet Club. So many directions they could go with. So I'm excited, Wade. But I do feel what you're saying. He made a big deal about like a forbidden door, and like somebody everybody would know. Like I said, you said Jay White isn't really known in North America like that, unless you really a hardcore wrestling fan that knows Bullet Club. So,
oh yeah. Yeah, and to Koley's point, I think that it's awesome to see Jay White in AEW. I mean, like Koley said before, I mean, not a lot of fans and maybe in North America might not know who he is, but it's a great introduction to him. I feel like that it also gives the open door to bring in the real Bullet Club, and then you have people like, Tom Matonga, I believe, just all these other different Bullet Club members into AEW. So I'm really excited to see where they really go with Jay White.
I'm hyped to see Jay White there too, as someone, but as a hardcore fan that knows who Jay White is, who's watched New Japan, who's rooted for him for like the last couple of Wrestle Kingdoms. Like, I was happy to see Jay White. I will say, kind of confused of where he fits in now. Adam Cole's still hanging out with the Young Bucks. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish weren't really on TV. I thought we're leading to the Undisputed Era versus the Bullet Club. Does Jay White go with the Young Bucks if Kenny's going to be out for longer? Where are Adam and Kyle? Adam's not going after Hangman. It seems like there's just too many moving pieces, which is cool. It is cool, but I'm left like, I need a little bit more information. Or is Jay White just there to do his own thing? Because Jay White, like, he showed up on Dynamite in that backstage segment when they're beating up Roppongi Vice and them, and then he showed up on Rampage after the Young Bucks match. Again, kind of helping out the Young Bucks in a sense, but like, there's no real direction in my mind yet.
now he has a Rampage coming up.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know where it's going, but I'm hyped to see him. Keith Lee, really excited to see Keith Lee show up. I was very hyped for that. I think that was the match where everyone's like, it's going to be Jeff Hardy, it's going to be Keith Lee, it's going to be this person, that person, and it ended up being Keith Lee, and I thought he had a really good first showing in AEW. It's just the same issue I have with everybody that comes to this company in the men's division, is where is he going to be 2 months from now? Koley?
I feel the same way. Like, what are they going to do with Keith Lee? Are they going to keep him in the heavyweight contenders, like in the picture, or is he going to fall at wayside like a lot of new people do, and they have like once every 2-3 weeks, and then we don't see him too much, and then he end up losing his fire. I'm hoping. Yeah.
Think about it. Once again, I don't mean to go down the list of names, but Miro, Pac, Aleister Black, Andrade, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, Cody Rhodes, Lance Archer, like Brian Cage, William Hobbs, Ricky Starks. You have so much good talent.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to utilize them all? Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Adam Cole.
Exactly. The list is long.
Yeah, that's only they've done a really good job at it here and there. Even guys that I'm forgetting, like Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, like there's so much talent in this company. How do they all get used effectively? I do agree that you don't just see everyone every week, but people need to be used effectively. And there's only so many people that can be chasing the world title and the TNT title. It's I don't know where Keith is. Keith going to be having matches on Dark in a couple of weeks from now until they figure out a place for him? Like, what happens? Because now they're pushing like Darby versus Sammy and Sammy versus Andrade. So the TNT title picture seems kind of filled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy to see Keith Lee there, though. I hope he gets used better there than he did on his main roster one. And a lot of people need to also realize, like, Keith Lee's main roster run was pretty good for the most part at the beginning. Like, he got a W over Randy Orton. He had the face-off with Brock in the Rumble. Like, he had a lot of good, memorable moments. He just never really went as far as we, I guess, expected him to go.
Yeah, because at the Survivor Series, we thought he was going to get pushed to the moon when he went.
100%.
Yeah, it just fell out the wayside.
How about you, Mike? How do you feel about Keith Lee?
I mean, I loved it. I popped like everybody does. His theme song, phenomenal. It's always catchy. But no, I agree with you guys. I think that, where does Keith Lee go from here? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of one of those things where AEW has so many stacked people and stacked stars, and you really don't know where to put them. And no hate on AEW Dark. That is a great program. You guys should definitely check it out every Tuesday and Monday for Elevation and Dark. So no hate on the Dark name. But no, honestly, I'm really happy for Keith Lee. And whether he starts very slow with these slow rivalries or goes straight for the TNT title and wins the Face of the Revolution ladder match, I'm happy to see Keith Lee in AEW. That's the only thing that I think fans should really focus on, is that he's in AEW, and we can't wait to see what he does next.
The Inner Circle is falling apart. One of the first factions we are seeing fall apart right before our eyes. I like how they got Sammy out of the picture just by Sammy saying, listen, I've quit this group before, I'll quit again. And then when I look at it, like, everything that Santana and Ortiz, it does kind of apply to Sammy, but it doesn't, because Sammy has been able to find his own success outside of the group, not being held back by Jericho. But don't get me wrong, I did feel like that point where they were feuding America's top team and Sam was the TNT champion. Like, why is he like, that's kind of like, there's so much talent that could be fighting with this title and you have him over here. But that being said, he has been able to find his own success outside of the group. Whereas it does feel like there was a point where Santana and Ortiz seemed like they were going to go for the tag titles, and then they just hop back in the America top team feud with Jericho. And I've always questioned, like, why aren't Santana and Ortiz doing more? So how do you guys feel about that?
I feel the same exact way. This is like you said, I thought Santana and Ortiz would sit here and go over and like actually contend for the the tag team titles. So it's just like, what now? Like you said, like Jericho is holding everybody back. Like it feeds their point. Like I'm happy that they imploding like that. It's good. Jericho could sit there and put them over. Like I like when he grabbed Jericho like that. I went nuts. Like, hell yeah, get him. like it's good for TV right now. Say like for AEW, for them to really everybody break off and branch off and then put them over, because somebody needs to take the titles, the tag team titles off those the Jurassic people.
Jurassic people. But that's the thing too. Like, and as much as they're the tag champions, they don't even feel like the most relevant tag team in the company. Exactly. The fact that FTR are tag champions, or even like Santana and Ortiz, or even the Lucha Brothers, like, feels weird. It almost feels like when they put the belts on the Jurassic Express, it was like kind of a just because situation. Mm-hmm. Like, long overdue. They should win the belts at some point. Why? But what about right now? And it's just like, it didn't feel like it was really necessary, especially the same night Jade won the TBS title. It felt kind of like it took the shine away from her, I remember. There was a moment there where Sammy was standing on the side of Santana and Ortiz, and I was like, you know what? The three of them still having, like, not like an actual faction, but like an alliance with each other, just over moving forward. Like, sometimes Santana and Ortiz will still come back up Sammy. Like, I would still mess with that. I think it's cool that they could give like Sammy that little brother treatment in a sense, and I think that would be a cool little trio if they were to stick together. And I think Jake Hager should definitely stay with Jericho, as Jericho's heavy. I think the two of them are great together, and I'm okay seeing the end of the Inner Circle. I almost believe they should have disbanded against that match against the Pinnacle, whereas if they lost, they would have to just, because they really had nothing left to do after. I really personally did not give a rat's ass about the entire America's Top Team feud. So like, because I really don't really care for Dan Lambert. I get it. He gets heat or whatever. Just, it's not my cup of coffee. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just to go off of just really quick, I think that it's awesome that they're finally doing the whole Inner Circle ending. I really like it. I think it should, like, as we mentioned before, I think it should have happened a long time ago. I felt like that it was really falling apart as soon as Jericho lost the AEW title, because, you had Jericho as the AEW champion, has this big faction, but then now he loses it. But then Sammy gets it, so it kind of, I don't know. Like, I think it's great that it's finally happening, but again, like, to our point, I think it should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah. Adam Cole. I'm happy that Adam Cole is going to go after Hangman Page. It's something I wanted. I just going back to what we said earlier. I just don't know where it plays in the role of everything else that is happening around it. Mm-hmm. What does this mean for Kyle and Bobby? What does this mean with the Young Bucks? What does this mean with Switchblade there? Like, does Adam get the title shot before Revolution, or is it the Revolution match?
Me personally, I feel it should be at Revolution. I feel like we all said last week that Adam Cole's stock has plummeted since he's been in AEW. So hopefully he rises back up. And like I said, I would love to see him win the title. Hangman, like I said, I love him. I like him as a chaser instead of having the title, because it seems like he ain't holding his own as a champion, even though it's still been a little short right now, and it's still early to call that. But right now, I say he's the worst AEW type champion so far.
Yeah, listen. The chase was great. The story was great. He won the belt. But I have to agree. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he had bangers with Kenny and bangers with Brian. But not looking at it from a match perspective, but in an investment perspective, like Shawn Michaels had great matches in '96, but he wasn't drawing the biggest houses. And Hangman kind of feels like that. But I think that just goes for like, similar to Shawn Michaels, yeah, the boyhood dream came true, and that was a great moment, and we were all there for it. And then what? We like to see people go through trials and tribulations, and it doesn't really feel like Hangman's going through any. And I think we rooted for Hangman the best when we had him as like the person that we could support as the underdog. Like, no, we're with Hangman, but now that he's that guy, it's like, okay, now what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, no, my bad. But it was just that I agree. When it comes to that, because like you look at Hangman's reign thus far, it, like you said, pretty good matches. But I mean, is he really like the true representation of like a good defending champion that's going to be considered one of the best? No. I feel like that also maybe. I feel like maybe, and this may be an unpopular opinion, maybe the Adam Cole thing is a little bit too soon. Like a little bit.
Enough, I feel like once again, this goes back in terms of AEW's booking. Sometimes I really don't think. I think they book week to week rather than like month to month. And I've been picking up on that more and more. Like the way the shows have been formatted. Like the shows have been getting better. The shows have definitely been getting better. But like I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, do they know what direction they're going in? Mm-hmm. Like Hook has all this hype, but there's no real direction for Hook. He's feeling martial guy, right? Britt didn't have an opponent for months. And then all of a sudden, she's involved in the Mercedes and Thunder Rosa feud, and Mercedes is her girl. And now Britt has Mercedes and Jamie Hayter and Rebel against Thunder Rosa. And it's like, why do all these people want to support Britt when she's the champ? You should probably want her title. Mm-hmm. It feels like they're booking week by week. In most cases, don't get me wrong. In certain cases, when guys have their hands on it, like a Jericho, like a Brian, like a Malachi, like a CM Punk, who are very like hands-on with their storylines and have that experience from the E and stuff, where they kind of know how to tell a better long-term story, maybe because they've worked in companies that do that. Mm-hmm. You can tell that their storyline's a little bit better, and they go, a little bit longer and make a little bit more logical sense. For the younger talent that haven't really worked anywhere else but the indies, that are hands-on in their stories, they don't know what to do, because a lot of independent wrestling, if I can be fair, is having really good matches for that crowd that you bring into that indie show. There's no like, I love GCW and there's some story there, don't get me wrong, but people don't go to GCW because of the story. They go there because they know they're gonna get a hell of a show with a lot of probably surprises and stuff where the crowd's amped. I mean, Defy this past week just had Shane Strickland return over there. Isaiah Swerve Scott from WWE is now back at Defy. That used to be his home base, so I first ever saw him. Like, we used to chant "Whose house?" Swerve's house. I got hyped to see that. Came out to the Chaka Khan and all that stuff. Like, it was dope. Swerve is back. And Darby showed up, and Darby versus Swerve was one of the greatest feuds. Like, and then Nick Wayne, Buddy Wayne's son, got a contract for AEW that he gets to cash in on when he turns 18, because he's still 16. And now Swerve's in a fight Nick Wayne at Defy in a couple of weeks. Like, there's always some sort of stories happening in independent companies, but nothing's like a week-to-week television story, because they're not television shows. When you're booking an episodic television show, you need things that are going to draw you in the next week, and that's where I think sometimes AEW just loses you. Because yes, to the point that you made, even though I just went on a long-winded answer here, Do I feel like Adam Cole going after Hangman feels like it's too soon? Yes, because there's so many questions that are left unanswered about everything else Adam Cole is doing.
Right.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many other questions. Like,
Very.
like, they didn't have anybody else for Hangman to feud. Like, what are Moxley and Bryan doing?
Right.
Where was Bryan this week?
Yeah.
Why doesn't Malachi want the belt? Why doesn't Andrade want that belt, but he's going after the TNT title?
Yeah.
Why can't Hangman figure out? Why can't Adam Cole figure out what he's doing with the Young Bucks and Kyle and Bobby and Switchblade now?
When is Kenny?
There's just
so much stuff.
There's just so much stuff. But like I said, last week's episode was fucking great. It was great. I enjoyed it. They gave us a Sting and Darby moment out of nowhere. There wasn't no Brandy and Dan Lambert bullshit. Like, it was just a really good episode. I'll read the card for this week because it is pretty stacked. I just put it in the Discord. Guys, if you aren't already, click the link in my bio, join the Discord community. Once we hit 1,000 people, I will be doing another giveaway for something. But we have Sammy versus Darby for the TNT title. We have Wardlow versus Max Caster for a spot in the Revolution ladder match. Mercedes Martinez versus Thunder Rosa, which would be a banger. Bryan Danielson versus Lee Moriarty. Remember that Bryan said he would love to take guys like Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia under his wing and, train them, yada, yada. We have Jericho and Hager versus Santana and Ortiz. And then we also have Punk making his decision. Like, that's a stacked Dynamite. Like, I'm looking forward to it. And considering how good last week's episode was, it does make me look forward to that. But there's still a lot of plot holes that need to be explained.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then you're gonna probably have Hook.
Send Hook.
Hook never shows up on Dynamite. He's like a Rampage exclusive or something.
No, but out of all those matches that you just named, just really quick, Max Caster versus Wardlow, that's going to be a match that I'm looking forward to too.
Yeah.
Oh no, it'll be good. But the way they've been booking Wardlow, obviously I don't see Max Caster going over, but I hope they make it somewhat entertaining. Max Caster's worked a Warrior Wrestling show, and I think it was against like Brian Cage, and I forget who the other guy was, but his rap on them was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
If you guys can find it online, like find it. That shit, his bars that he dropped on Brian Cage, and I forget who the other opponent was before the show was jokes.
I got it on his IG page. I watched it earlier.
That's those fucking jokes. He was dissing him not getting TV time and dissing the other person. It was good shit, as they would say. Speaking about good shit, guys, also go check out Brock Lesnar on the Pat McAfee show. I watched it earlier today. The Brock Lesnar we're getting right now in the WWE on television is like the best Brock. Like, he's just having fun and he's just there and he's being Brock Lesnar, like just full Brock Lesnar. And he said on the show, he's like, I don't even like know. He's like, now I'm just like being myself. He's like, I don't even care. Like, I don't care if I fuck up. Like, he's like, I'm just like, I don't have to do this. I'm doing this because I want to do this, and I'm just getting paid for it. So like, I'm just having fun with it now.
Yeah. And it's damn good. I'm entertained. I'm sports entertained with Brock Lesnar.
Right now, like I've complained about Brock Lesnar in the past, and I'll fully admit that. Like, I've complained that I don't like it when he's a champion because he's not around all the time, and it sucks for all the wrestlers in the roster that have nothing to chase after. And I always say when Brock's not the champ, I don't mind him being there because I do understand him as an attraction. I almost think the best thing that's happened to him is taking Paul Heyman away from him because he's been shining. The best thing that happened to Roman Reigns was putting Paul Heyman with Roman. It just added something. The best thing that happened to Brock when I was taking Paul Heyman away from Brock because that whole tandem did get a little stale. It was cool for the brief reunion, but Brock's good by himself right now.
Yeah. And I was telling people that before when he was going against Kurt Angle going into WrestleMania. I was like, he showed a little, not like how you're doing now, but he showed that he can stand on his own when he was going against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. And now he's just on a whole different level right now. And like I said, sports entertainment with Brock. I can sit here and tune in. I sit here and watched him earlier, did the selfie with Theory. And I was like, yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Go watch that interview with Pat McAfee because that showed a lot of his personality. And that's the thing about Brock. Guys like Brock and Orton and Cena, like those, that class of like people, they don't really do these interviews that often. And I was like, oh, Brock's doing interviews. He's on a show with Pat McAfee, and like he actually likes Pat, so he's like opening up and just being himself. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, this is a great because this is even like, as much as we kind of get that Brock on TV, we don't fully get that Brock on TV because there's always some reins that are getting pulled in, like don't do too much. And it's like that was full Brock, and it was hilarious. And he's just a big, jolly, ass-kicking farmer that's just, all about making them dollars. And I was like, I fucking love it. So definitely check out. Shout out to Pat McAfee. I made a joke earlier this weekend because I went out to this lacrosse game and got a little drunk, and I was talking about how girls are probably out there thinking like I'm sliding in other girls' DMs when I'm drunk, but yet I was sliding in Pat McAfee's DMs, telling him how great of a commentator he was. And he's like, "Thanks, bro. That means so much." I'm like, "Yo, I'm a little buzzed right now, but I just felt like I want to tell you that you're great at what you do." And he responded because he's a good dude. So shout out to Pat McAfee. Honestly, I mean when I say it, like he does. And Brock actually said in the interview too, which I was like, "Oh, what are the chances?" I said to him over the weekend. Brock said it to him earlier today on the interview, but like. I was like, I do think Pat McAfee adds a lot to the SmackDown commentary team, and I do think that like he brings a lot of personality, and he makes it a lot because a lot of the commentary over the past 10 years, in my mind personally, like Graves tries sometimes. Graves really does try to like stand out and be different, but a lot of the commentary, in my opinion, the past 10 years has been very generic because they're all trying to sound the Michael Cole way. Where there's certain guys like a Pat McAfee, like a Mauro Ranallo when he was around, like a Corey Graves that try to sound different and find their own voice. And Pat's killing it on SmackDown. Yeah. I'm a big fan. Tim Hann Rivera has joined us. He has joined the show.
Finally.
Yo, what's good, bro? My bad, man. Shout out to the Kellogg's, man.
Yes, a shout out to Kellogg's. He's not trying to get banned again. So we talked about Dynamite already, basically, Tim. So you don't have to worry about that.
About who?
With the Dynamite, AEW, and Dynamite and Rampage. We talked about that already. You're wearing a DDP shirt. Dope. Tim's gonna laugh when I do this. Are you ready, Tim?
Bro, I'm dead out. Yo, I wish I could show you my TV. It's that Mickey James, bro.
Money. I am very intrigued on what Carmella.
Bro, look who's on my TV, bro.
Who is it?
That Mickey James, man.
Oh, trash, bro. Trash. On my TV now is probably a really good match between Randy Orton and Seth Rollins because these guys have great chemistry with each other.
Oh, I forgot they did giving Raw. Now I got the WWE Network shit.
Shit. But shout out to Carmella and Corey Graves. They're launching something too soon. They've been hinting at it. I don't know what it looks. It honestly looks like they're doing some like Pam and Tommy collab style shit. Very sexual. Almost looks like they're about to drop a sex tape. All jokes aside, that's not happening, guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a clothing brand. I mean, they already have the podcast together, so it's definitely not that. So
shout out my guy Sockman and Koley, man.
Shout out to them too, but I am looking forward to see what Carmella and Graves drop. We'll let you guys know as soon as I get more information on it as well. We talked about Brock on Pat McAfee Show. There was the other big elephant in the room that we just heard today is Stone Cold Steve Austin in Texas. They are trying to get him to have one more match. And the way that Kevin Owens went in on Texas tonight on Raw, is it going to be Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens? Because this is my take, okay? And I'm going to say it here so everyone here hears it first, that I came up with this opinion first, okay? Someone probably did it already on Twitter or some shit. I don't think they're going to have a match, but I do think Kevin Owens is going to come out there, talk some shit, and Stone Cold's going to come out and hit him with a stunner. They might have a little back and forth on the mic, but it won't be an actual match. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm okay with that. Maybe they'll do something like WrestleMania 21 where Stone Cold came to Piper's Pit, but instead it's Stone Cold comes to the Kevin Owens show on WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I do not want to see Stone Cold wrestle again.
No.
I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
And low-key, super biased because I was at WrestleMania 19, and I like the idea of that him and The Rock was his last match. And I would have been down if Stone Cold came out of retirement in the last 10 years before and came wrestled Orton or wrestled Punk or something. But I just feel like the ship sailed. And I love Kevin Owens. I'm a Kevin Owens fan. I've been a Kevin Owens fan since he was Kevin Steen. I don't really care to see Kevin Owens versus Stone Cold, especially not the way Kevin Owens has been booked recently.
Exactly.
Any thoughts on this?
I feel the same. I don't like. There's no need for that. Like I actually like the idea what you just said here and said. Have him come out, have him go back and forth. Kevin Owens can go back and forth with Austin or on the mic. It's like they could really have verbal exchanges like that. He can hold his own. So I'll be very sports entertained with that take.
100%, and it gives Owens something to do, a memorable WrestleMania moment with Stone Cold. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mike?
No, I agree with Koley, and I agree with what you're saying as well. It's going to be a repeat of WrestleMania 32 last time they were in Texas, where Stone Cold comes out, gives a stunner, boom, leaves.
That's all it needs to be. That's all it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be anything else. But I'm hyped. Like I already had the assumption that it's in Texas, it's an AT&T Stadium. They're gonna have Stone Cold come again for sure. Like you would be like robbing the fans if you didn't have Stone Cold come again. That's almost like having a whole pay-per-view or a premium live event sponsored by a movie with The Rock in it, and he doesn't even show up, but he drops off a gold egg. It would be just as bad as that. So, so like. You need Stone Cold in Texas because I was there at WrestleMania 32 too.
Mm-hmm.
And when he listen, Foley came out sick, Michaels came out sick. The roof exploded on that arena the moment Austin's glass shattered.
Mm-hmm.
Larger than the Rock's pop too, in my opinion. Like Austin was the man. So I'm hyped to have Austin come to WrestleMania. I think he should be there. I honestly do think a Kevin Owens show with Stone Cold as a special guest after Kevin Owens, because the whole thing is Kevin Owens not going to get booked for WrestleMania. He's not and what if he books himself? He's like, I'm gonna have Stone Cold on my show, and I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
What if Austin call him out and tell him he can't use the stunner no more?
That'd be hilarious.
Son, you can't use the stunner no more.
Yeah, that's my thought on that. SmackDown, I didn't really watch it. I watched parts of it. I watched Naomi and Charlotte, and they had a really good match. That's all I can really say. But that's all I thought they had a really good match, and I remember saying as it was happening, because I caught the end of the show, I'm like, I feel like this is going to lead to Ronda and Naomi versus Charlotte and Sonya, and that's exactly what got booked for Saudi. There's three women's matches.
You're a writer. You're a writer.
There's 3 women's matches in Saudi. Like, talk about going from 1 and then now was 3. Like, that's insane. And yeah, sorry, the Alpha Academy is coming out here to screw over Randall. And Riddle's out here in a toga. Carmella in that toga tonight, though. Woo!
That shirt fire. I'm not gonna lie, that shirt fire.
I made this myself.
You lying for real?
Yeah, I made them myself. I made one for myself, another for a friend, and one for Carmella. If I ever go to a meet and greet, I'm like, give it to her and be like, because my thing with Carmella, really quick story, is I don't think her merch is ever that great on WWE Shop. They don't give her good looking merch. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make my own merch because her merch sucks. That's not a diss to Carmella. That's a diss to the people that make the merch on WWE Shop. No disrespect. You guys make a lot of great merch. You really do. But you guys got to make some more better Carmella merch. Should we talk about Saudi? Should we talk about Elimination Chamber? Should we make our predictions for the show and then kind of touch on what's happening in WWE? Before we get to Mike, is there anything that's happening on NXT 2.0 that's
facts,
relevant?
Mike? What's up? Talk that
Dolph
talk,
Ziggler showed up there.
Dolph Ziggler was in 2.0. Thought it was cool to see him really kind of engage with the newer NXT 2.0 superstars. I would point out 3 people that you guys should check out from NXT 2.0. Tony D'Angelo is one of them. Grayson Waller is another one. And unpopular opinion, the NXT 2.0 or NXT champion, Braun Breaker. I feel like those 3 are killing it right now. You guys should definitely check them out, and they could be future world champions.
I'm with you. I'm a big Braun Breaker fan, a Tony D'Angelo fan. I really like Harland. I don't know how I feel about Joe Gacy, but I do like Harland. And I don't really fuck with Toxic Attraction, but I fuck with Gigi. I don't know about Mandy. Mandy's sick, don't get me wrong. And like the other girl at JC Jane, I feel like she's just like out of place sometimes. I feel like she's trying too hard, but
I feel like Harlan is gonna go that character he got. I feel like he's gonna get off that character, become a whole nother.
100%. That can't.
On IG, he's a whole nother character. Like
he's a whole different human being in real life. So
he's cool with all the rappers. He cool with that Young Thug. He cool with.
And shout out to Dakota Kai, by the way.
Always shout out to Dakota Kai. We should make predictions for this Saturday's Elimination Chamber. It's matches just got added tonight. That also being said, tonight we found out that Alexa Bliss will be the final member of the Women's Elimination Chamber match. We also found out that
Damian Priest beat AJ Styles. Damn it!
Yeah, Damian Priest beat AJ Styles. Do you think AJ is gonna win the belt tonight? I will say, listen, I know Tim's gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I'm not like the biggest Damian Priest fan.
Bro, I'm not a big Damian Priest. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, Damian Priest. Like
that man. Please take the belt off that man.
And put it on who?
Champion ever.
And put it on who? AJ?
Omos.
Yeah, put on Omos, put on AJ. Like
They
Nah,
should
bro.
have Veer come and beat Damian Priest.
I don't
Send
want to
Veer.
see AJ, bro. AJ Styles, I feel like he deserves to be the WWE champion, not US champion. Like he already did his time. Oh, at least I don't know.
I've
Oh,
said it, like I know AJ's pushing for AJ versus Edge a lot at WrestleMania. I'm not against that, but I'm like, honestly, even AJ Styles versus Bobby Lashley, like I'm okay with AJ being. We're gonna get into it because I really don't want Lashley to lose the belt.
yeah, I don't either, bro.
We'll talk about that in a second. I was just thinking there was the one. Oh, the spoiler's already out there, so I'm just gonna talk about it really quickly.
oh, Shinsuke finally lost.
Shinsuke lost the belt to Sammy.
Yes,
Okay.
seen it.
Sorry if I spoiled that for anyone listening right now. My apologies.
Oh, but it was taped early.
Yeah, and WWE spoiled it themselves. They're like, we're new champion crowned on SmackDown. There was like only one championship match.
Damn.
The rumor is that they're gonna try to book Sammy versus Johnny Knoxville for WrestleMania.
Oh no!
Damn. That's Sockman's favorite Jackass character. He told us.
I thought you liked the Wee Man.
What?
I thought you said you named a part of your body after the Jackass
Huh?
character, Wee Man.
Hey, bro, that's why you covering your background because you did got a whole picture of Johnny Knoxville from Jackass 2.
I don't know what Tim Man's saying, man. He's wilding, man.
Tim Man.
Yo, Sockman, legend right here, man. My guy Mike.
So you got the Tim Man, you got the Justin Man, you got the Koley Man.
Yeah, he did got it. Yeah,
Anyway,
not even from LA, bro. What's up?
Shout out to Alex Wright.
Shout out to the Los Angeles Rams for winning the Super Bowl.
Finally, after all these years.
Yo, for my guys, man, for all of y'all, man. That happy Valentine's, bro.
Happy Valentine's Day to everyone too. Actually, I forgot.
Thanks, bro.
The worst day of the year.
We're having a Galentine's where the guys hang out. Or that's what women say. Valentine's for the girls, bro.
XOXO, bro. Hugs and kisses, man.
XO, yeah.
Hugs and kisses.
We out here doing this, man. What? But
man.
Daniel's girlfriend messaged me, said he couldn't be on the show.
That ass, right? He does say, I'm gonna skip tonight. Daniel say, yeah, I'm gonna skip tonight.
I didn't mean to call you out. He did, no, I'm so tired. I'm like, no, you probably have to like have a phone date with your girl. And then she messaged me like, he's busy tonight. I'm like, what?
Damn.
Shout out to Daniel for being the only one that's in a Valentine's Day date tonight.
That ass.
Daniel's about to support.
Yeah, Daniel's gonna be pissed I said that. Let's get to Elimination Chamber. He's the youngest of the crowd. That's what happens in the youngest, dude. I'm the youngest in my house. Like I know the vibes. We have 8 matches for the Saudi fans in Rida. I should know how to say it. I'm like Middle Eastern myself in a sense. We got 8 matches here. First one, okay, we're gonna start with the one that I think is just kind of whatever. It's cool, but like whatever. Rey Mysterio versus The Miz is booked for Saudi.
Bro, I love Rey Mysterio, man.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of both guys. Obviously, I love Rey. Loved Rey since good. I'm a big fan of The Miz. I think I became more of a Miz fan around like 2013, 14. Like I started really appreciating The Miz, and I always love The Miz better when he's with Maurice. Like they just complement each other so perfectly.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be a fun match.
Do we all still want Dominic to turn his dad, or is that just me?
Yes.
Yes.
I gotta do this.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like they got I want that too, but I feel like they gotta. It's a little too early, though, no? Or maybe I'm just holding on to the moment. I'm just.
I think you are, Tim, because I'm like, listen. I know, like, if you're gonna pull the trigger on that, I feel like you would do.
He's gonna turn heel.
I don't want him to pull it later in the year. Like, it's a moment for the family to have Rey versus Dominic at WrestleMania. It's a 2-night event. That match
should be SummerSlam.
Why? Because that's where he claimed him as his poppy.
Yeah, but I feel like, yo, imagine Dominic pull up with the "You're not my poppy."
Sure, right? You're not my poppy.
Yo, son, that'll be bro. Oh yeah, it can. Like maybe that'll be the trigger for Dominic. Like, yo, wait, why am I taller than you, son? Like, why am I taller than you?
Just called him out on that. He's like, you're way taller than me.
I think that would be good storytelling, but then like in the long run, how would that benefit Dominic? Because Dominic is bro. Like he just looking at him, he's just a baby face, bro. Like,
and honestly, with Dominic, for me, like the thing is Ray's there, and as long as Ray's there, Dominic's gonna be there, and I get that, and it's cool. But they've won the tag titles. They've had the feud with Brock. They had the whole year-long feud with Seth, where somehow it became about Aaliyah and Buddy. Now both of them aren't with the company, and like God, even like nobody, like all Alisha guys suffered from it. But like there's not really much left for Ray and Dominic to do.
Mhm.
They are pretty much the Sting and Darby of WWE, but they've already ran through everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but I'm just trying to figure out how is that gonna benefit Dominic, bro. I mean, like it is, but I'm saying like after the storyline is over, what is Dominic gonna do, bro?
this is my personal opinion. I know they're not going to do it. I really genuinely think that Dominic should go to NXT.
I like that idea.
Disagreed.
Yeah.
I just think you should go to NXT, and I think Ray. Like, I don't know, like, what else can you do with Ray? I love
Ray, bro. Ray is Ray, bro. Like,
I know he is. I get that, but when people start coming out on WWE television that I loved growing up, and I even find myself just being like, "Oh, okay," I don't like that, and that happened with Ray. That happened with Jeff Hardy. That happened with a lot of the even Edge these days. To be honest, like how do you keep them relevant if you're not going to book them higher in the card?
But Ray is already relevant, bro. Ray's fly. Like you don't.
No,
He's
is.
relevant
He's
even when he's not
If
relevant.
you're live in the crowd, you're gonna pop for Ray. But story wise, like what else is left to do?
Yeah, story wise. I mean, I don't. There's nothing really story wise for him to do.
No, 100%. That's what I'm trying to say. Ray's always gonna be Ray.
Wait, hold on. What Koley was saying?
Do you want him to be a nostalgia act, or do you want him to mean something?
Put him in the 2022 Hall of Fame.
Nah, but he still got shit in him. But I don't know. I feel like it would be cool if he could work outside of WWE again.
No, 100%. I wouldn't mind Ray. And that's the thing, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Because even once again, a Jeff Hardy or anybody else that was in WWE that started feeling a nostalgia act, if they go work somewhere else, they don't feel like that anymore. They just feel like a nostalgia act in WWE because that's how WWE uses them. And that's the thing that's a bummer. If Ray popped up in AEW, like that would be huge, and he'd probably he'd be with like Pentagon and Phoenix guys are in the title matches. Like,
bro, that would be crazy.
I just feel like,
bro, he could do the LWO. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I just feel like the ceiling is capped from the WWE now, personally. And I'm a Rey Mysterio fan. I fucking love Rey Mysterio. I've loved him since a kid. I'm just saying, like, he's becoming like. Yeah. After Dominic, because that's the last thing I see is left is him and Dominic. Like that's the last storyline that I see left on the wall. Then what?
I ain't gonna lie, that Penta and Phoenix with that Rey Mysterio would go crazy, bro.
It's time to just fall back and let Dominic run it, man.
Let me call Ray real quick, man. Let me tell him. Imagine.
Rey Mysterio, The Miz. Who are you guys rooting for in this match?
I'm rooting for The Miz.
Booyaka. How about you, Mike?
619 victory, Rey Mysterio.
I would want Rey Mysterio to win as a fan, but my gut is telling me The Miz is going to win. So I'm just going to go with The Miz.
He's been back, seemed like he hasn't won a match, it seems like.
Well, that's another thing about Ray. Win or lose, it doesn't hurt him. He's Rey Mysterio, and that's like as beautiful as being in that spot is. It kind of sucks sometimes too, because then a lot of the stuff that you do doesn't really matter. Like,
Yo, you know what I always liked about Ray? That little eye contact he had. That shit.
Yeah, when he do the little thing, that his eyes would be like.
That shit hard, bro. That shit was fire.
You remember when Rey Mysterio had his eye popped out?
Yeah.
And the eye for eye match.
Yeah. Match.
Hey, when was that?
Alistair Black lost his eye for no reason. He just lost it too.
That was the.
It over to AEW though. He did carry that.
He did carry it over. What were you gonna say, Tim?
I said what the eye shit. What was that?
That was with Seth when they were trying to.
Oh, that was with Seth.
Popping everybody's eye out.
Yeah, because that was that was quality television with no fans. You can get away with anything. The Usos versus the Viking Raiders.
Bathroom break match. You already know the Usos.
Yeah, the Usos are winning.
Yeah.
The Usos aren't losing the belts yet, and I mean that would be fucking nuts if they did, and the Viking Raiders won. That'd be like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I don't know if it'd actually be nuts, but it'd be like I didn't see it coming. But the Usos, it's too early for them to lose. We have Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
It's gonna be a plate match.
How the mighty have fallen, Drew McIntyre. Not even against Baron Corbin, which is still a little bit more reputable than
Second,
Madcap Moss.
second pay-per-view against Madcap. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
You know,
that name Madcat is kind of.
dang it. So it's just like, okay.
Yo, that guy came out at the Royal Rumble, and I was like, what? And I think who was watching with, but they're like, who is that guy? And I'm like, nobody knows.
Yo, Madcat Moss or QT Marshall?
Wait, QT Marshall.
Oh wow, Sockman with the pronunciation.
Yeah, Sockman is that.
Hey, I got to help out the Tim man, you know.
Oh wow, the Tim man.
Yo, son, that thumbs up is that funny, son.
Funniest shit ever.
What are you doing? What are you
Yo,
doing?
son, yo, did he freeze?
I know it seemed like he did. He
Again?
really did freeze.
Did I do it again?
No, that would have been funny.
First, you was stuck for a second.
Yeah, just like.
Yo, son, that shit is that funny. Yo, you know who's gonna beat Bobby Lashley?
Who?
Fuck, I just had it.
Who's that jumping up the sky? R-E-Y Mysterio. Here we go. Okay, listen.
Mysterio.
So we all think Drew McIntyre's gonna win. Nobody thinks Madcap Moss is gonna win. I'm not gonna ask you guys. Becky Lynch versus Lita for the Raw Women's Championship. I think we all agree Becky's going over, but this will be like a good little match for Lita. Good, like, whoa, it's Lita. And
Nostalgia.
Fully clothed, though. Okay.
Huh?
Oh, you know, they can't show no skin over there.
Oh yeah, doesn't mean no thong song for Lita.
Oh yeah, they can't. Yeah, they gotta wear shirts and like long sleeve shirts.
Yeah, but I do think it's gonna be obviously Becky's gonna retain. And that goes things right into the next match, which is Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Doudrop versus Nikki Ash, and as we found out tonight, a healed, repaired mentally Alexa Bliss. I still think Bianca's winning this. She's entering last, and I still think Bianca's winning this because I still think we're getting Bianca and Becky at WrestleMania. Now, Alexa is a wild card, but are we going to get more of a story with Alexa about her not being healed properly, or is she going to win this?
No, I don't see it. I don't see it. It gotta be Bianca. Like I said, like why for? Send Alexa to SmackDown.
Yo, Bianca, I ain't gonna lie, man. I want Bianca to win every match for the rest of the WWE's career.
I don't want her to lose.
Bianca, yeah, bro. Bianca lit, bro.
She has everything. She's a unicorn. Like she has everything.
Yeah. Like, not for her, but she's perfect. Like, bro, like she's perfect. She's strong. She's a great athlete. She's a great wrestler. I feel like she should win, bro. I feel like another WWE run would be fire. WWE Championship run.
It will, and it will be perfect timing with this. Like I said, it has so many eggs planted into this story. It started at SummerSlam, and then, like I said, the match didn't finish at Extreme Rules, and then, like I said, did she end up messing up the match with having Doudrop win? So it's an ongoing storyline that could be great and go to Mania and let her win.
She never got her retribution for SummerSlam properly, and I think this is where they should conclude the story with Bianca and Becky, and then and I was kind of shocked we didn't get like an Asuka return or a Lacey Evans and maybe like a call up like a Raquel Gonzalez for the Chamber, but this therapy session stuff with Alexa had to lead to something. So I guess her being in the Chamber will be cool. I just think we're probably going to get more shenanigans of her being confused of who she is rather than her actually winning this match. Another strong person in this match to potentially win is Rhea Ripley, but because there's been rumors of people saying, well, what if it's Bianca, Rhea, and Becky in a triple threat?
I can see that.
She cool too, Rhea Ripley.
I like Rhea. I like Rhea. She got a good body.
Yeah. Good body.
She ripped, bro.
Yo, Rhea's like low key, like like she's low key. Like it's like once you see it, like, oh shit, why didn't I notice that before? Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte and Sonya Deville. Naomi's finally getting her hands on Sonya properly. There was like some ruling that Sonya has been abusing her authority and she has to do this now. You have Ronda in your corner to mess up Sonya too. And then the Charlotte there, who I don't like. If I was Charlotte Flair, and if I was in the mindset of the character of Charlotte Flair, I'd be like, why am I even in this match? And I don't know if that's what she's gonna say in this promo, but like, why are we even doing this? Why are we having a tag match? Because it does nothing for Charlotte Flair. It makes sense that Ronda would want to get her hands on Charlotte and Sonya. It makes sense that Naomi wants to get her hands on Sonya. But Charlotte's probably like, I don't even want to wrestle Ronda.
There's no need. There's no need. Like I said, they needed a match filler. They got a little hype behind it, so why not do it? Like, try to build the anticipation up for Mania. You know, it's going to end up being Naomi versus Sonya at Mania 2 as well. I'm pretty sure they're going to end up.
And I know we've seen Charlotte and Ronda wrestle Survivor Series in that WrestleMania 35, which is so weird because I think, what are we at, WrestleMania 38 now? It's so weird for me to think what number we're at. Like, after 35, like 36 was so weird, and 37 doesn't sound right, and then 38.
WrestleMania 38, bro.
Yeah. Because they just keep saying WrestleMania now. They never say the number, but when you say the number, you're like 38?
Yeah.
What WrestleMania happened the year you guys were born? Mine was WrestleMania 7.
I don't even know. What WrestleMania was 96?
You were born in 96?
Yeah.
That was WrestleMania 12, Boyhood Dream.
WrestleMania 15, baby.
Oh, wow.
But I wasn't even born, though. That was March.
No, I wasn't born though either. But the year I was 91. I was born in November, but that year of was WrestleMania 7.
88.
So you had Savage.
Yeah.
You had the tournament. I love that WrestleMania. WrestleMania 4. Oh no, wait, no, you didn't have WrestleMania. Yeah, you had WrestleMania 4. WrestleMania 89 was Hogan and March. Yeah. That's sick. Yeah, so fuck. I had Warrior and Savage. It's one of my favorite matches too. But that's crazy how we're WrestleMania 38. But yeah, like my point I was trying to get to before my ADD kicked in was that I don't really want to see Charlotte and Ronda like really touch that much in the ring, outside of like maybe scrapping, like fighting each other like in the ring as like from a segment. Like I don't want to see them wrestle each other till WrestleMania. So my point I think I was trying to make from the beginning is like, I wouldn't see anything wrong with like Charlotte maybe getting in the ring a bit with Naomi, and then when it comes to like Charlotte and Ronda, Charlotte just being like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, or keep
like
going.
Take her belt and leave Sonya there with Naomi and Ronda. And Charlotte's like, you know, because I'm not wrestling Ronda right now. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Do cheap shots, make Ronda look more like the babyface and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that being said, I see Sonya I see Naomi and Ronda winning this as a prediction.
Same here.
Tim?
Yo, this is off topic, but if Dominic goes against his dad, bro, how would that get Dominic's mask back on, bro? How would Dominic get a mask? Because I feel like he needs a mask, bro.
No, honestly,
he got psychosis shit.
To your point, I think since the beginning, Dominic should have somehow been introduced with a mask. I agree with you.
Nah, not in the beginning. But I feel like he got the whole psychosis joint. Not because I'm watching Raw Talk and they showed the clip with Miz and bro. It's an interesting storyline, but we here, man. My bad. I'm off topic.
No, it's fine though because we talked about this. So you're running it back, but
we outside.
And the other thing is, and I don't think Ray needs to retire. Should retire. He should retire when he wants to. But if someone's gonna give Ray his last match, it should be his son.
Yeah. Ray not retiring, bro, until bro, like in Mexico and in Japan, they be wrestling until the day before they die, bro.
That's true. Last but not least, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Seth frickin' Rollins, Austin Theory, Riddle, and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles in Elimination Chamber. Reading that out, that's a very stacked chamber match.
Oh yeah.
Styles, Brock, Lashley, and Seth in there, Riddle, and Austin Theory is the young buck. And honestly, in a lot of early Elimination Chambers, there's always like a young one in there, like a Randy Orton or a Batista.
Right.
You didn't really think they were gonna win, but they were in there. You know what I mean? So
this is for
it's gonna be good, man. It's the I feel like you gotta save maybe Brock to be like one of the last people to come in because it's gonna be like a good competitive match until Brock comes in and starts causing chaos.
Okay.
Opposite. I said that he gonna start it, and then he gonna end up beating everybody up and eliminate everybody before they come out.
And then it's just Bobby and Brock.
That'd be That
There's
makes
literally the two ways
more
you can go
sense.
with. You can either start it with Brock and he just kills everyone before they come out, or you end it with Brock and everyone's already in there. Like nobody gets eliminated till Brock gets in, then he eliminates like 2-3 people himself.
Yeah.
That's either way.
Man.
Now the real question is, does Brock win though? Because as I said when we started these predictions, I don't want Bobby to lose the title. I do not want title versus title at WrestleMania. Does Roman somehow cost Brock this match again? Somehow.
I say so.
I love so. I love it. I love it.
I just noticed Roman's not on this card, but those Saudi fans would love to see Roman.
Oh yeah, but you know what? Those fans would love to see even more. Austin Theory becoming your new WWE champion.
Hey, Sackman. Man, take it easy.
And hey, that's a selfie that everyone will never forget.
I got my selfie with him.
Bro, who's that on your profile on your background?
Yeah, busted.
It's Kobe Bryant.
Oh. I can't even disrespect now. I can't even say anything.
R.I.P. Kobe, man.
I gotta take a step back. Yeah, that's cool, man. I like the background.
Nice background.
Man's got the goat in the background. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't want Lashley. So I really like Lashley as champion. I don't know.
The only other thing I'd be okay with is if somehow Seth sneakily gets the title, and then we still end up having like Seth versus Lashley at WrestleMania.
Bro, again with Seth Rollins, bro. What is it?
You not like Seth?
Bro, he already had his title reign, bro.
So has Lashley.
Oh, Riddle.
So has AJ Styles. They did say Riddle.
I feel like Matt Riddle. That's a nice. Come on, Seth
they
Rollins
did say that
again,
Riddle
bro.
could win. They did say they wanted Riddle to win the Rumble initially.
Riddle versus Orton at Mania.
See, I'm with that too, but it's just like
it could
for the belt. Yeah, it could happen.
It's just so much.
I mean, realistically, Riddle and Orton have been like the most entertaining part of Raw for the past like few weeks.
Yeah,
he's like RVD.
Roman is on the card facing Goldberg.
Yeah. Beat Dollar Bill in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Beat Dollar Bill in 10 minutes.
You think he's gonna beat Bill in 10 minutes? Wait, we all agree that we want Lashley to win the last match, right? Like Lashley's our prediction for everyone, basically. Okay.
I think
Austin Theory.
Okay,
for
so
real?
Mike said Austin fucking Theory.
I'm kidding. No. Honestly, if I'm being honest,
Austin Theory. Listen, everyone, listen to us. Sock Monkey Mike, find him on Instagram. Said Austin Theory is gonna win the Elimination Chamber.
Wait, bro. Wait, you mean Sock Monkey?
Yeah.
Wait, so why I've been calling you Sock Man?
Why have you been calling me Sock Man?
I thought that was your name.
No.
Why do you think we find it so funny in the original?
When you say
Wait, you thought my name was Sock Man this entire time?
Sock Man Mike.
That's why I did be commenting that shit. I thought that was your name.
No.
It's even more funny.
Wait, but where did I get Sock Man from?
We don't know. Me and Daniel just thought it was fucking hilarious. You should call him Sock Man.
Bro, wait. Hold on, bro. Wait, so what is it? It's Sock. Wait, what?
Okay, say it with me, Tim. You ready? Sock. Monkey.
Oh, Sock Monkey.
Sock Man.
Sock Monkey. Wait, Sock
He's just a sock man. Bow, bow. He's just a sock man. Bow, bow. Yeah, he loves to kiss him. He loves to show him. He loves to hug
3 months. 3 months I've been there. Yo, Sock Man.
Hey, never corrected you. Like I thought it was just you been funny.
I thought that was your just nickname for me, but like, okay.
Bro, but I thought that was your name, bro.
So we all agree Roman's gonna beat Goldberg. It's nice to see Goldberg. Will Goldberg be at WrestleMania?
Yes.
This is last.
I don't know, man.
Goldberg will have a match against the Great Koley in his final match.
No, Goldberg is gonna be in a triple threat with Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. He's become the new
2004 Goldberg, man. That's good.
Dude, his theme song was banger.
We're running out of time, but like I had a whole conversation with a friend this weekend about how I don't even hate Goldberg, and I think when I was a kid I was a big Goldberg fan, but it's just because like what I know he did to Brett, like the Canadian in me just has this bias towards Goldberg.
Hell yeah.
Like that's the only thing. Like I feel like I'm like there's nothing I dislike about Goldberg, but I'm like, oh, what he did to Brett, and then I just like fuck Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So we all think Roman. That's the Elimination Chamber this Saturday, guys. That's the predictions for that show.
Bro, why did they put the pay-per-views on Saturday?
Because I guess they don't want to compete with other shows that happen on Sunday, like football and stuff like that. I don't know.
The football over that shit.
Shout to the Rams. Where's Sasha Banks? Please come back. Sasha Banks returns more than she fucking is on TV these days.
Exactly.
But we miss you and we want you back. I
I
honestly feel like she's outgrowing the WWE and she's gonna be like, this is like when Dwayne kept leaving in like 2000, 2001. And we're like, why does Rock keep leaving, man? Why does he keep leaving us? And then they're slowly transitioning into Hollywood. I feel like that's what's happening with Sasha. And WWE's gonna want to keep her under their umbrella, so they might have like, this. I'm not saying she's ever gonna be, and I'm also not saying it's not possible, but I'm not saying she's gonna be like the next Rock or something. But I do feel like she's be the female version of someone that gets that popular outside of wrestling, outside of the bubble.
Yeah,
and WWE wants to keep their hands on it to be like, we created her, we created this brand, and now it's killing it out there. If she succeeds, it benefits the WWE.
It's about to happen. It's about to happen.
Yeah. So shout out to Sasha Banks. Anything else you guys want to add? Anything? I know, Mike, you have some shows dropping on the Sock Monkey Mike, Your Story stream that I got to upload. So if you guys listen to the Your Story podcast from Sock Monkey Mike, there will be 2 new episodes uploaded in audio form. Like I said earlier on the show, I got a little tied up today. I started making JustinDillon.com. Koley, you're doing something new on Tuesdays. What's the deal?
Every Tuesday, 9:00. Get live with me. Any of y'all can hop on with me. Title Tuesday, my day. I say, everybody get on there, show some love, show your perspective, talk about it, show off your titles if you got one. Like I said, I was real interactive with everybody. Like I said, it's something fun, something to do, and very interesting. Just
talk to me, baby.
The graphic was sick, and I might pop on Tuesday if I'm free and I'm not like running around. Like I'll definitely hop on. The graphic was sick though. Tim.
Wait, hold on. Koley was saying because it might be cutting off. What happened, Koley?
Nah, I'm pretty sure everybody will let us see y'all. Like I said, it was a good time. Last week it was a good time. Everybody got on. I had at least like 6-7 guests come on, sit here and say what they wanted to say and show off their title. So like I said, it was a fun time.
No, I'll definitely pop in next week. Tim, what do you got going on? And Tim, the post that I reposted of yours did really pop off, so you weren't wrong. Popped off.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, for real, it did.
How did we got like 100K views? That's more than last year. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I told you.
Subway Mania. And it's like almost every time you post something that's Subway Mania, it's like it gets new fans because people that haven't seen it will be like, what the fuck is this? We got to do this on a Subway.
I'm like, bro,
I don't know. Let me ask you this, Tim, because this is what happens to me sometimes. I will sometimes not repost things or say things or do things because in my brain, I feel like, oh, everyone's already seen it. But then I forget that as time goes on, my audience is growing. I'm like, oh, there's a whole bunch of people that haven't seen it.
Yeah, bro. That's why I had a conversation with my boy. He was like, yo,
recently I was reposting clips about like, I'm trying to do like repost of clips of like my interviews, like kind of recycling through like Gary Vee interview, Bryan Danielson interview, and adding like the subtitles, like that whole type of like format. And then I'll have people commenting like, yo, congratulations on that interview. That's the big move and stuff. I'm like, yo, I did that back in like July. So I guess like people that are new here don't see that. And it's important for me to recycle this stuff because for them, they're probably going out and just listening to that Gary Vee interview or that Bryan Danielson interview for the first time because they didn't see it when I promoted it the first time. And, so everything does kind of have a longer shelf life. But I think as creatives, we don't think like that because we did it. We put it out there. We
did that.
And then we move on. When realistically, there's a whole group of people that are like, I didn't even know you did that. You interviewed Gary Vee. What the fuck? And I'm like, oh,
bro.
Okay.
Maybe people that damn, you did wrestle on a train. I'm like,
yeah,
you didn't even following me. That's like how.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's important to actually kind of recycle some stuff and put it back out there for those that haven't seen it. Because in my mind too, like when you sent me the clip, I'm like, oh, everyone's already seen Subway Mania. They've seen this shit. But I'm like, oh, fucking throw it up there.
Bro, I'm telling you, the little clips like that, like. I got like 9. Every Subway Mania is like 9 minutes. So like in those 9 minutes, there's that clips like 10 seconds that could be replayable every time. The shit finish, you play it again. So like I'm gonna be like reposting, but I'm also shooting something Sunday, Subway Mania related.
Oh, there you go, guys. Keep your eyes posted.
It's gonna be movie, man.
Word on the streets.
Word on the webcam. Word on the webcam.
JARRET, bro. Jeff Jarrett will be making an appearance on Subway Mania. So someone out there to GCW. I don't know what you're doing. Are you turning us down? What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to change the channel?
No, he's clicking to another video.
Guess I had to delete my post. Whole ass appreciation post. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Yeah. Oh, also, I watched Peacemaker. It's actually not that bad. You guys should check it out. John Cena's pretty fucking funny in the show. And I'm not even the biggest John Cena fan, but like I said, I do respect the guy. It's pretty good. But outside of that, guys, keep doing the thing. You guys know all the links that are necessary for me are in my bio on the Instagram page. Join the Discord, read my articles, enjoy Elimination Chamber this Sunday or Saturday. My bad, Saudi Arabia, old habits. And yeah, man. Hopefully we get the crew back together next week. Maybe we'll try getting all 5 of us on it. What Daniel too? We'll see how that works.
Daniel's scared, man. That's it.
Yeah, that man's celebrating Valentine's Day. Happy Love Day.
Free Ali.
Free
Yeah,
Ali.
happy Valentine's Day, man.
Free
Yo,
Ali.
shout out to the bros, man.
Melo's
Yo, shout out to
money.
Justin. Shout out to Justin for sending me this from Canada.
Melo's money. Keep doing the thing. Talk to you all later. Ooh, yeah. Dig it. Uh-huh.